Do your own research and due diligence before investing in any company. The information I provide is in no way or manner a professional suggestion to purchase shares in any publicly traded company. I am not licensed to provide financial advice, and this should be considered entertainment. These stock profiles are intended to be trading ideas, a starting point for research. Any individual who chooses to invest in any securities should do so with caution. Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk. You may lose some or all the money that is invested. Always research your own investments and consider consulting with a registered investment advisor or a licensed stockbroker before investing.
Yes, yes, yes. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sal, man, back on the air. What a beautiful, beautiful trading day. Had me a little nervous today. But, overall, there were good opportunities. For everybody who was looking for what they wanted to find. If you were looking for shorts, you find shorts. If you were looking for, some runners, you found some runners too. What's going on, Bruce Cole, Tristan? GX, Henry, Max Trader, Coralie Montez. Hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. Money Stay Woke, Spartan Financial. We got people coming into the chat room, ladies and gentlemen. It's another great week ahead. Yeah, I got the mansion in the background here. I'm really on my Think and Grow Rich shit right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that real Think and Grow Rich right now. So, I'm reading a lot of, motivational books and, watching the clips on YouTube. You know how that goes. All right. Shout out to that scam ESSI, man. That was a great short today. I mean, have you guys seen that? I mean, what a scam. A week ago, this company had a $130 million valuation. And this is a company that has not made $1 in the last 2 years. Yes, indeed. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us here. This is episode number 96. All right, let's go ahead and get the show started here and find out what are going to be the tickets for this week. All right. What are going to be the tickets for this week? And, first and foremost, congratulations to our newly, ratified, signed, sealed, and delivered. Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States. That was all done today. All right, the electors have decided, the real people who pick the presidency. All right, because you guys obviously know that our votes really don't matter if you understand American history. So congratulations to Donald Trump. We'll enjoy the next 4 years. It goes by quickly. It goes by very quickly. 30 months, he's got to run for president again. 30 months. He's got about 30 months, and, he's got to start running again. All right. So it goes by real quickly. Appreciate it. Jeremy Jordan, what's going on? Joe Flores, how are you? Mag3690, what's good? West Venture, Chevy Nova, Anthony Smith. Yes, indeed. So, to get things started, man, what happened to IDXG? What happened to IDXG? This was one of our pride and joys just last week. And IDXG, I don't know what happened at 3 o'clock. It just collapsed. It just kind of collapsed at about 3 o'clock or so. I don't know what happened. Okay. I do see it here now. It was a direct offering. Isn't it so funny with these stocks that run up? They run up and then, they're loving the higher stock prices. And then all of a sudden they're like, you know what? I think this would be a great time now that our stock is up huge and, we've got this incredible volume. You know what? We're going to do a direct offering. We're going to crash our stock. And that's exactly what happens. And look at the stock, ends 30% in the red. And this is a stock that was, was looking at, a red day, but it wasn't as bad as it ended up. This is horrible. And I really feel for the investors. That's why, when these stocks run up like that, man, get your money and keep it moving, man. Get your money and keep it moving. These small cap, stocks are so slimy, man. So slimy. A lot of them. You just had one of the third biggest health insurer in America decide to cover your testing or whatever your product, and you think this is a great time to crash. Well, I don't know about touching 30 cents, but I do see it going back up, though. You guys remember that still is a huge news for that company. All right, so, and it touched bottom, but it kind of, it got back up there. It did get back up there, as you can see here. It got back up there. All right, it did get back up there. It's trying to, anyway. It's trying to. I got a lot of stocks to bring to you guys' attention today. We got some huge earnings announcements coming up. Huge earnings announcements tomorrow. We got BlackBerry tomorrow. Does anybody even still use a BlackBerry? I don't know, but for the I guess in the corporate IT world, BlackBerry is still the go-to device. It's still the go-to device. So BlackBerry earnings tomorrow. BlackBerry earnings tomorrow. That is actually before the market opens too, by the way. That's before the market opens. CarMax, I like CarMax because I want to see, are people buying cars? All right, I want to see people buying cars. And those are mid-race priced options. I was actually kind of surprised. CarMax actually has some pretty liquid options out there. Carnival Cruise Lines, ticker symbol CCL. And by the way, BlackBerry, that's BBRY. BBRY, I'll type that into the chat room. BBRY. And then, what's that? CarMax. CarMax they got a weird ticker. It's KMX for CarMax. Mid-range priced options. They're not expensive. All right. CCL, Carnival Cruise Lines. Looking for that to move tomorrow. Carnival Cruise Lines. And these are expected to do well, supposedly. They're expected to do well. FedEx. FedEx is going to be after hours. That's a huge move. FedEx is after hours. That I think they're almost like 12% of the ETF, the transportation ETF. I forgot the name of it. I should have the name of it. But FedEx, ticker symbol FDX, they're after hours tomorrow. So we'll touch on that tomorrow. Nike as well. So if you want to get your positions in, again, it's pretty risky. All right, I don't want to fool anybody. It's pretty risky to play these into earnings, but Nike NKE it's so funny because Nike $54 options was huge today. I don't know what's going on in the $54 options on Nike, especially I think it was like the January 20 calls. There were like 3,000 calls taken out on Nike today at the $54 exercise price. So it's pretty interesting to see that. What else do we have? Valspar. The Valspar, if you guys follow the general market, Valspar and what's the other? Sherman-Williams. Valspar and Sherman-Williams decided to do a merger, but there is regulatory, fears that the government's not going to approve the deal, that the Trump administration is not going to approve the deal. So there's been some hesitation in Valspar, VAL. They have earnings tomorrow as well. Darden Restaurants, DRI, that's tomorrow. That's before in the morning. Darden Restaurants you should pay attention to because they represent Olive Garden, Bahama Breeze, Longhorn Steakhouse. Okay. And these stocks kind of run when they've got great news. All right. I saw AUPH. What was going on with AUPH? I do see it's up after hours. Tristan, what's going on with AUPH? And as always, guys, the phone lines are open. If you got a great stock that you want to introduce to people, 305-600-2896. That's 305-600-2896. AUPH, are we up after hours here? Let me see here. And AUPH has been a runner in the past. It's been a runner in the past. It's got some, spikeability. It's got some spikeability in the past, and it's done its thing. As you can see here, look at some previous days that we've seen AUPH, do some real, put up some gains, man. Put up some gains. Yeah, I'm just going to talk about AEXE in a minute. Thank you, Rose. AEXE was pretty good. Was pretty good. AUPH, Arena Pharmaceuticals. Let me see here. Why are we up though? Why are we up right now? AUPH long-term manufacturing agreement. I don't see the justification for the after-hours move though. Let me see here. I'm trying to confirm it real quick. I'm seeing that the stock is up 6%, now 4%. All right, so it looks like just an after-hours purchase, but I'm seeing a lot of purchase orders here, man. That's a lot of volume after hours. The young day traders, CNAT, Canoas Pharmaceuticals, man. This pharmaceutical play. Canoas Pharma skyrockets on Novartis liver drug licensing deal. All right, so they got a licensing deal after hours too. Is that an after hours move too? All right, we got to put that on the biggest gainer list. Got to put that on the gain list for tomorrow. No doubt about it. We just chase gains here. But can this be a multiple day runner? It's been a while since we found a biotech play that was a multiple day runner. I mean, is it just me, or is it has it been a minute since we found a multiple day running biotech play? Every biotech play we've looked at, one day, and then the next day it crashes. You get the morning spike, and then, it just loses it all. It loses it all. Let me see, HADV. HADV, yep, another one that's kind of been giving it away. And HADV, too. I mean, what a story. What a story. In the midst of 1 month. In the midst of 1 month, it's given it all back. All of it. I mean, look at the stock. This is horrible, man. Look at that chart. All of it. Just giving it all back. HADV, Health Advance Incorporated. Giving it all back, dude. You're saying it's up 50%, but I mean, 50% from where? Royal Line, is this going to, are we going to go back to $4? You let me know where to buy in on this. Because looking on the chart at 21 cents is looking too high. You know what I'm saying? MNKD, Mankind Corporation up 27%. It's so interesting, man, because this has been kind of a bit of a surprise. This has been a surprise. At 79 cents a share, you can buy a ton of this, but this has been, today's chart on MNKD was surprising because I saw it go, sideways till about noon, right? And I thought, okay, it'll have a impressive day today, but I wouldn't have never have imagined this. I would have never had imagined this. You know, I don't know where this came from. So MNKD has got to be something to watch tomorrow. It's got to be something to watch tomorrow. They did highlight, Zacks.com did highlight them last week. There was no real strong news. No strong news in the stock today. If there was, let me know. Let me know, because MNKD, I didn't see it. Nowhere near on my radar for, you know, MNKD. I got to definitely write that down for me to play today. Nowhere near. So it's definitely a stock we got to pay attention to this week. Somebody said you're seeing 90 cents around the world. How do you see 90 cents? You said no technical breakout, but you still see 90 cents? Experience Art and Design OTC stock. This is one of those double zero plays that kind of comes alive every so often. This has been a reliable double zero play for quite a while. In fact, let me spread it out a little bit. You know, it's had some moments in the sun. It's had some moments in the sun. It's been a reliable pump for a very, very long time before, you know, it went into basically nothing land in the double zeros. But you know, Experience Art and Design, it's been one of those pumps that just kind of does what it does, you know. It kind of just does what it does. MNKD, ONCI. Let me see here. ONCI. You guys are bringing up some OTC plays that I've kind of forgotten about here. ONCI, 48% gain today. Audit firm, ONCI. You know, if you guys remember ONCI too, this was a little bit higher than this not too long ago. You see, there he goes. Yeah, ONCI has been, you know, it's been kind of bearish, man. It's been kind of bearish for the last couple of weeks. From where we started, it kind of came on our radar. You know, so I don't know. I've kind of left it alone. But shout out to anybody who's you know bought that dip, man. Shout out to the people who were willing to buy that dip last week. Yeah, Select Start. We got AUPH on the list already. We got AUPH on the list already. I don't even know why it's up. But I got it on the list already for tomorrow. We'll see what happens to it. You know, we're always looking for an opportunity to get a 50, 60, 70 plus gainer around here. PDT rule or not, that's worth it. You know, if you got one, you know, you got one trade left, you know what I'm saying? And this is a stock that, you know, can run 100, you know, 50, 60, 70. Fuck it, man. You know, take the trade. Take the trade, man. You can always open up another brokerage account and wire your money over there. You know? Take the fucking trade, man. Or you can be patient and wait. I mean, it's up to you. At the end of the day, it's your money, you know. Take the, you know. But I don't know. Me, I fucking take the trade. Me, personally. I'll take the fucking trade. He said they got a manufacturing deal. XGTI. I think we talked about XGTI. XGTI. No, we actually didn't touch XGTI. XGTI up 57% today. This was, I don't know, this was kind of one of those things where, man, it's like, I don't know how you guys could catch this, because this was from about 10:30 on was pretty much a short for the rest of the day. So if you were able to make anything out of this, you know, let me know, because I want to know, how do you trade this, you know, unless you're the guy who just was able to really get it at about $4 something. And you know, if you got it at $4 anywhere above that, I mean, what a great short for somebody today for XGTI. You know, but charts like this, I mean, it's very hard to trade this and make money going long on something like this. You have to be a sniper on a very serious level. I'm talking like a Nathan Mashad type dude. You know what I'm saying? You're going in with 10,000 or 100,000 shares. You know, 10,000 shares probably, you know, that's, you know, typical for him. And you're trying to get 10 cents. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're trying to do if you're the type of guy who can make money on a chart like this going along. All right, XGTI. But personally, I think XGTI is tomorrow's short for me. That's tomorrow's short for me. And shout out again to all the people who are still bag holding on ESSI. Shout out to all the bag holders. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for playing. Made today a wonderful, wonderful day for everybody who was involved in ESSI. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. And for those of people who didn't realize it, ESSI, this is their headquarters. This is their headquarters right now for ESSI. This was a company, again, that last week had a market cap over $180 million. This is their headquarters. Can you believe that shit? You know? So, that's a short, ladies and gentlemen. That's a short all day, every day. That's all day, every day. All right, Raul Seams, you said INCT. INCT, let's look at that. INCT shipbuilding. Yeah, INCT, interestingly enough, that's been running since last week. And INCT, it kind of got discovered. It got discovered, which was interesting because during the whole Baltic thing, during the whole Baltic period, when the Baltic Dry Index was running crazy, and the stock never really moved as aggressively as Dries or as those other plays were running, but it slowly, just kind of found support. It found investors who were willing to buy and hold the stock. And ever since then, INCT has been, a great, swing for people. It's dirt cheap. I think it could touch, $1. I think it could touch $1, on this momentum. It's seeing volume it's never seen before. It's seeing volume it's never seen before, And this is a 1 hour chart over multiple days. I think it's a 30-day right now, and it looks good. Actually, it's about 15 or so days, but looks good. This is an excellent swing here. It's an excellent swing here. Do your research on it. But the volume is coming in. It's looking kind of healthy. They're buying it and they're holding it. So do your research on it. Dirt cheap. You can buy a lot. I think you can ride it to $1. I think you can ride it to $1 and either sell it for your 20-cent gain or wait for a breakout possibly. Because I could see a wall developing at those solid numbers like that, especially these stocks that have been under $1 for so long. When they get to those solid numbers like 1, they tend to develop walls that, can be hard to break through. GSAT, Global Star, 135, 30 cents a gain today. On what news? If you guys remember GSAT, when Jay used to call up before he got upset with the fact that we talked too much about OTC plays. But 30 cent a gain, this was one of his favorites at the time. He actually went against him. He had to let it go, but glad to see GSAT back over $1. That was a stock that struggled here for some time. And again, not a chart that I saw coming. On GSAT. Again, you can't follow all these. Over 9,000, companies out here. More than half or just a little under half that trade for, less than $1 or less than $10, excuse me. So it's hard to keep up with all of these. Yeah, good news turns into old news. Very much, very, very true. 510. So shout out to GSAT, but I think it's overextended here. That's why we're seeing a little bit of weakness here. I'm interesting enough to see GSAT tomorrow. I'll probably think a red day tomorrow for GSAT. Although good news today. Well, it was a huge move today on GSAT, but I expect a red day tomorrow for GSAT. I expect a red day for the stock tomorrow. All right, Global Star, GSAT Incorporated, 28% gain on the stock. What does it mean the stock could go to 12, or does that mean that they can sell at $12? The stock could go to 12. What stock could go to 12? 3. Chairs and Earth, the converted ESSI. Hey, Mag, which stock are you talking about? GSAT pending FCC approval. Nick, this is a stock we've been waiting for, forever to go for that FCC approval. You remember, this is the company that was supposedly supposed to deliver on LTE, or what's that phone? Not LTE, but on what's that network that phones travel on right now? Something 4, and then we're supposed to be going to 5. I forgot the word for it. MJPI. I'm gonna start being like Treasure Hunter, not even caring what some of these things do. Just play the fucking chart. MJPI. I'm always suspicious of stocks that trade on OTC that are like above $1 and running aggressively. Look at this stock right here. MJPI, we checked this last week and it was at $2. I remember this stock. We checked it sometime last week, and now look, they're already over 100% since over a week and a half ago now. An MJPI. All right, already up 100%. Yeah, okay, thank you, Q DeMaio. There you go, 4G, and then we're supposed to be going to 5G, and QSAT has something to do with the fact that we're going to move over to 5G instead of 4G. You see, now you got me really interested in MJPI. Let's see real quick now, because we're going to find out real quick, because, again, they always do that. They'll start running. And I swear it's a lot of wash trading going on. Look at, for example, CAN. CAN was a stock today that I was trying to get some shares to short on, but I couldn't find any. CANN. That's an old scam. That was running real hard during the whole marijuana thing. And I couldn't find any shares to short on that, on CAN. But that's taking a dump right now. Look at this. Can you guys see that? This is your MJPI right here. This is your MJPI. Again, this is just another ESSI. What's it trading at right now? It's got a $62 million market cap, $4.35 stock price, right? And the company has $1,500 in cash. The company has $1,500 in cash. And this isn't even an audited statement. This is not an audited statement. All right, so I already can tell you right now, if volume keeps coming in, it's a very risky play, because God knows how much these guys are sitting on that they can dump on you. And let me see what the volume is. The volume is relatively, for a $4, stock, 265,000 shares. That's a lot of capital moving in and out of that, especially for an OTC play. What's going on, Michael B? LLNW, Limeworks Networks. Don't know anything about this. What is that? 261 Limelight Networks. What do they do? Limelight Networks tied to new video game releases, software downloads. What's the digital content company? State of online video turns to more skinny bundles, live streaming. Yeah. Of course. I mean, look, digital video companies are huge news, and I think they're the big players of the future. But it's let me see here. I'm not sure if they're a video game company or IT company. What are they doing? I'm seeing here news in India TV or some shit like that. When I start seeing kind of shit like that, especially when we're moving into a situation where, you know, the dollar's getting, you know, getting up there with the euro, man. We're talking about possible parity with the euro. I mean, do you guys know how huge that is? That the dollar could possibly be worth more than the euro? That's huge news, man. That's huge news. You're talking about DRAM, Mag 3690. Let me see here, man. Common stock convert. That Mag, I think that believes they can sell to at 12. But that's only can sell it to the company though. They sell it back to the company though. So that's a huge loss for them. But I mean, if they're willing to do that to raise capital, that's why they do those things. You know what I'm saying? That's why they do those things. NDev. Oh, okay. Venture West, you're bringing up NDev again. Bringing up NDev again. Let me see here. But hey, Michael B, if you know something about this stock LLNW, let me know, man, because I'm not seeing anything here. But I like the price at 261. So if it's a mover, I want to know why. NDev was a winner last week, but it started to give it back, man. You know, and again, I mentioned this a couple days, you know, just a couple moments ago. But I want multiple day runs here, man. I want multiple day runs here, because it's been terrifying lately to hold these stocks that are under $1 that run up, and then, you know, you've got to liquidate your position like the first 20 minutes of the day because they start diving on you after, you know, the orders get filled. After morning orders get filled, they start just tumbling on you. And you got to hurry up and get out. And I got to spend my day going back to shorting because, you know, there's just nothing else to ride. Unless you run into an MNKD today. I mean, that was just, you know, who saw that coming? But that's why it's on my list for next week. Or, excuse me, for tomorrow, excuse me. HDUP. Heads Up Entertainment. OTC, Heads Up Entertainment. Why does it sound like these wannabe, you know, kind of those wannabe Heads Up Entertainment? I don't know what this is, a gaming thing? These wannabe Rough Rider stocks. What else? Let me see here. MJNA looking strong. MJNA did have some huge volume today. I was actually quite impressed with the volume today on MJNA. I was actually quite surprised. I think they did like $2 million in volume. I was actually surprised on that. I did see that. What's going on, John Warrior? Yeah, I mean, you can't hold shit right now. You know, if you're talking about holding stocks, the only thing you're holding right now are, you know, the big boy stocks, man. The big boy stocks you can hold right now. You know, that's why a lot of guys are starting to play options now. Because, you know, I can't afford 1,000 shares of, you know, Amazon, but, you know, I can get 10 calls. You know what I'm saying? I can get 10 calls. And by the way, if you got 10 calls today, you were really looking good on Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you can't play these pennies. Please play these pennies. But, you know, just be careful. You know, let's look at some of last week's winners. SSH, for instance. SSH. Cool down, man. You're 30 cents in the red if you're still holding SSH. You know? But what ran harder than SSH last week? You know what I'm saying? VCEL. VCEL, yeah, that was another one, man. That's another one. They turn into shorts, man. After the run up, they turn into shorts. And again, we can't, be choosers, because at the end of the day, many of these companies that do run up like that, they're not the best of the best in terms of, of companies. Let's be honest. They didn't have it all together as they ran up. They still have very ugly balance sheets. And, if you believe in the right way of doing things, so you do have to, accept the fact that when a company, runs 120%, that it has to give some of that back. That's too much too soon. And the market is not going to justify that price for very long. There are only so many people that are going to be willing to buy that stock, for that price for so long. So we just got to have to be realistic with it, man. We just got to be realistic with it. STM, yep, STM, one of those stocks. And shout out to Sinclair, man. STM, you've been riding this for a long time now, man. STM been one of those, slowly but surely making its thing. I'm still long Genesis Healthcare. Genesis Healthcare, sideways day to day, not much. Green, 3 cents is 3 cents, but Genesis Healthcare, you gotta find, a stock that you can put some money in that's just going to continue to just move in the right direction. You gotta have one of those, that's just going to continue to move in the right direction. For some of you, that could be AMD. I'm watching AMD here. AMD, $11. I grabbed some $11 calls today on AMD. It touched it, came back, pulled back on it. So I'm hoping tomorrow AMD just pile drives through $11 tomorrow. And I cannot believe it, man. We're talking about AMD $11. This was the same stock that this summer we were talking about. Can we get 6? Now we're almost up $1. I mean, we're almost up 100% since this summer. Look at this shit, man. We were begging for $6 in AMD, hoping to God. And now we're talking about $11 in AMD. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Demi, you're talking about dries making a comeback. Check the Baltic Index. I think the Baltic Dry Index is down. It has been down these last couple of days. I would check that. It's been kind of down lately. Does Fibonacci retracements apply to penny stock charts? Not OTCs. Not OTCs. Those are manipulated stocks, so you got to be very careful with that. Your indicators are pretty much worthless for manipulated stocks. All right, you can look at indicators all day, all you want, but if a guy's got 40,000 people on his email list, and your indicators say time to short, and he sends an email out, you're fucked. Let me see here. What's going on? AMD. Yeah, AMD $16. You know what? AMD $16. I wouldn't bet against that. The way this is moving. Last week I talked about possibly, these stocks getting fat. In fact, that was the name of the episode, Fat Stocks or something like that to watch. But I sat down and thought about it this weekend, and I was like, you know what? Do you know what? Look, if Donald Trump lowers our corporate interest rate to the 15% he wants, maybe the prices of these stocks don't look too bad. You know what? Because at 15% corporate interest rate, as a CEO, and just imagining myself, being a CEO of one of these companies that's been doing absolutely insane since he's been president. Off the top of my head, let me look at, let me see, maybe like La Quinta, LQ. This is one of those Trump stocks that's just been doing insane since he's been president. La Quinta, is up almost $4 a share. Up almost $4 a share. La Quinta Hotels, and it's still going higher. And in fact, I think La Quinta Hotels is about to break through. This is a stock that I've been watching here. It's broke out of its 52-week range. I want to say last week, and it hit the 52-week high on Wednesday, or it broke a new 52-week high. It set that 1436 last Wednesday, and it looks like we're probably going to break through higher on that. But yeah, I mean, at a 15% corporate interest rate, you know, you buy more real estate, you invest a little bit more. LQ doesn't seem too bad, man. LQ does not seem too bad. I wouldn't mind trading LQ and holding on to that. I can see $20 La Quinta. Yes, the PE is insane, but Amazon's PE is insane. Amazon's PE is insane. ERBB is a scam, possibly a scam. Not sure yet though. But I like La Quinta. I'm a big fan of La Quinta. Hotel, but I'm a big fan of Donald Trump and his presidency. That's why everybody was calling me a fucking coon when I was supporting Donald Trump. But I was trying to tell you guys, you know, he's just playing people, man. This guy's about getting this money and making America better financially. Look at all the people he's putting in charge, man. Billionaires and multimillionaires, winners, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why I need all of you guys who are listening to me right now, get your money in these stocks, man. Stop, getting yourself, involved in anything else besides some of these stocks, because you're missing out on what we have here is this the greatest, buildup of wealth that we've seen in a long, long time. Dow 20,000 is real, man. PTCO, Petro, what is this? PTCO, what is this? Petrogas, PTCO 90, 31%. All right, so it looks like some volume has finally showed up there. A lot of gaps in this chart, but it looks like recently we've had some volume come into PTCO here. Not a stock that I follow. I like the chart though. I mean, the chart looks like it's setting up nice. I love how it's flagging to the right like that. Starting to build some stairs up. We saw that 3 month. It looks like, it's looking nice there. I like that. It's a small company, $25 million market cap. All right, so it's got some interest in some small oil and gas wells out there in Texas. Small little, company here, trades on the OTC. I don't know how legit it is. You're going to have to find out. Have to let me know how legit it is. So many of these OTC companies, they're very, shady. They're so shady, man. You don't know where some of these OTCs are anymore because they're so damn shady, dude. They're so damn shady. Let's see here. Petrogras, CPSH, CPS Technology Corp, CPSH, 133. 23% gained on the stock today on what? Receive Infineon Supplier Award. That was about a week ago. All right, so it looks like this is just kind of like an oversold situation, right? All right, again, very low float, man. Only 30,000 shares trading on that. What's going on, Justin Matthews? Very low float on CPSH Chevy Nova. I'd love to see a little bit more float there before, not low float, very low volume, low volume. I'd like to see a little more volume before I get into something like that. 30,000 shares is just way too low for me, man. Way too low for me. PVCT, INCC2, same thing, very, decent volume, but I'd love to see more for that amount. PVCT, PVCT. I think this is the OTC. This was a stock that traded on NASDAQ, got delisted not too long ago. PVCT, kind of worthless though. I'd move on that one. WTI, White and Offshore. Yeah, White and Offshore has been nice. Been a nice stock. And oil, in fact, what is oil at right now? I know the USO, UCO, they're all doing pretty well. In fact, I think they cooled down today. WCO. Let me see here. Let me see UCO. Let me see USO. In fact, USO. Where is USO at? Cooled down today. So USO cooled down today. Let me see. I want to find out where oil is. But yeah, that's been a nice chart too. WTI, nice little buy and hold play, man. That's actually quite a nice chart for the last week and a half. If you've been in that, nice move there, really nice, sitting above the 20-day moving average line. WTI, Mace Ingle, thank you for the stock, man. And I think Mace, you brought that up before. WTI, 13% move. This is really interesting because this has been one of those moves that you kind of saw coming, and you look at this chart and you say, well, is it overextended? And it keeps running. Earnings were great to start off the month. To start off the month of, that was November, actually. So WTI up over 150% in the last month and a half. Shout out to WTI. Man. Shout out to WTI. All right. 313, you're on the air. What's up?
What's good, Sal? What's good? It's Richie Rich. What's the deal?
Hey, Richie Rich, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. Just sitting back, enjoying the show. Kind of sorry I just broke my glasses, but it's all good. Good day in the markets.
Yes, indeed.
But I was calling up. First and foremost, man, I want to say shout out to Connor, man.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know Connor, he's the stock junkie. Shout out to you as well, Sal.
Yeah.
But between the both of y'all, it's a lot of knowledge. I really checked out, his videos, and I just want to tell the people out there that, man, it's a lot of money everywhere in the markets, like everywhere. I'm personally speaking, I never would have imagined I'd be playing options. I never would look at stocks above $10. Man, this past week, that's all I've been playing. It's crazy. It's to put it in perspective, it's I think the minimum. I think I lost on my first play. That's I didn't know what I was doing at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I'm 3 for 3. It's the smallest percentage gain I've seen is 59%.
Yeah.
These are real gains. I put up 170. I'll tell you some of the figures I've been playing. I'm right now. Actually, I'm still playing this one. I'm in BMY. I got some. Yeah, BMY. Bristol Myers.
Okay, Bristol Myers. Yeah, that's a good one.
Just to put it in perspective, now I can't afford this stock. I don't know if anybody out there actually has that kind of capital to play with. But as far as that's concerned, this stock is a little high priced. However, the options are more than affordable.
Yeah.
And I just really had to call in because. As far as what happened, I did my first call contract on this company. I want to say not this past Friday, but last Friday, and I got some. What did I get? I got some 5850 calls.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go back, let me see if I can find the date. I got the chart up on TradingView right now.
Yes.
If you go back,
I see. This stock just in a matter of a week and a half has moved up almost $4 or $5, man. So yeah, this has been It's been a real hot stock over the last week and a half, man.
Yeah, man, it's been. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, as far as the stock, if you can see, it is up. But I mean, those percentages in translation of what the price is, you know, it's only like 2% a day, 1%.
Mm-hmm.
But in the options, man, you could really stand to make. I mean, I think on my first play, I put up like, I want to say I put up 300.
Mm-hmm.
I got my trades up right now. I put up like I'm trying to load it. I put up like I put up 275. I put up 275. I stood to make 225 off that 275.
Crazy,
I
man.
didn't even hold till the option expired. But yet, you know, from Friday to Wednesday, off that little move that you see in the chart, you know, I was able to make those kind of gains. And then as far as that's concerned, I ended up using those profits to buy some further out calls for the next Friday.
Mm.
And you know, those actually just, you know, those hit as well. But I made a mistake. It's just to really put it in perspective for the people. Like, I made a mistake and bought a call that expired last Friday.
Okay.
And I put up $150. You know, nothing major. You know, it's something that's, you know, it is Christmas. I know everybody want to buy gifts and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I put up $150 and. So as far as my logic, you know, I've been talking to Connor. I know he usually day trades for,
yeah.
You know, so I wanted to give myself some time. So,
right.
You know, but I made a mistake and got it for that Friday. So I wanted to get out of there. I was able to sell into the morning spike. Now that same 150, I made 187 off of that move that you see from Wednesday to Thursday of last week, and I mean, that's just one. I mean, I'm currently, right now, I'm looking at MU. Now, I'm playing that one as a, you know, an earnings play.
Yeah, that's.
But
I think that comes out tomorrow night, right? Or is that tomorrow?
I think it's the 21st. I think it's
21st?
yeah. What's
That's
it? 19th?
Wednesday. Okay.
Wednesday. Yeah. So it's. I mean, I'm shocked. You know, I had to get the word out there. You know, that one I wouldn't suggest. I would suggest, you know, you don't really want to play earnings. I'm kind of doing something on my own here, but I mean, I'm in Bank of America. I think Connor's in that one right now.
Yeah.
And if y'all don't know Connor, I think he's a stock junkie on here. He's a stock junkie on YouTube. You know, just like we got small cap stock junkie. Both of y'all. Like I said, a lot of knowledge. I just appreciate everybody. But, yeah, as far as that's concerned, it was, you know, there's just a lot of percentage gains. I just really want people to understand. I used to be somebody that, if you see me in here, you see the type of tickets I suggest. You know, they're usually cheaper. But I turned a new leaf, and I feel like it's something that if you got a small account, I feel like options is the way that you can really grow so that you can play the small caps the way you might want to play.
Right.
You know,
it's amazing. I mean, you know, just as you've been talking about, you know, with the $170, $180, $200, you know, you can actually play a part. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, at the beginning, before I knew about options, if somebody told me all they had was $1,000 or $500, I would say, you know, stand back a little bit and get your money up. But now, you know, with options, if you only have $500, guess what? You can participate now. And, you know, you can look at, you know, companies like JCPenney or Nike or, you know, all those other companies that have, you know, tradable liquid options, and you can actually participate and play. I mean, Carnival Cruise Lines, for example, CCL.
Exactly.
You know, you can, they're $90, $100 calls. You know, you can take positions. You know, it's
right.
incredible. It's incredible.
I can't believe. I mean, just another thing to put in perspective. You got, like, you know, companies like Yahoo. They got hacked, $1 billion hack. It's Verizon's pulling deals off the table. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, I don't really go short. You know, that's something that I'm really trying to add to my game. But, you know, as far as that's concerned, it's not something that I'd say I do per se. However, I was looking at the puts and I forget the price of them. Usually, like, the contracts that I like to play, they're usually in the range of like anywhere from like 20 to like maybe 60 to 80 cents.
Okay.
And what that means is, since it represents 100 shares in the company with that I'm never buying, it's just you multiply it by 100. So that'll be, I don't know what the price of the puts were, but I think the BMI contracts I got were like 44 cents I'm sorry, BMY. They were like 44 cents a contract, so I spent $44 per contract. And
now, Richie, how many contracts do you typically buy in a position? One or two, 1 to 5? What? How many do you usually go in?
It really depends. Like, I bought 10 at FSLR today. I bought 5. I bought 5 at like 10:15, and then I saw a dip during lunchtime. I added 5 more, and I got them, for a 36 strike on December 23rd. I'm gonna see how that goes.
Okay.
But usually I like to get about 10, like anywhere from 5 to 10. However, the one play, remember I told you, I only put up 150 because I made a mistake and got those 3 that expired that week. I was actually trying to get them to expire this week.
Okay.
I probably would have been in some good money on those if I would have just, held on to some, instead of selling them all. But I just took profits. I've actually taken profits on BNY 3 times in the past week. And then, so now I've got the most I've ever played is 10, and I'm just really I just wanted to let the people know, man. It's a lot of money. Nvidia. If y'all ever seen Connor's video, man, Nvidia is $500 to $75,000. That's tremendous, and I'm getting spoiled. It's at the point I haven't looked at a regular stock all day because now I'm expecting percentage gains. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna get back into it. I have some other things come up today, but yeah, man. Do you play options by any chance? You've been dabbling. I know you've been talking about it a little bit.
Oh, what stock you talking about, Richie?
Oh no. Oh well. I mean, the last was like today. I jumped in FSLR.
Yeah. Okay. FSLR. Yeah, that one's been a good one. I'm looking at. Again, these earnings plays that are going to happen tomorrow. Again, Nike.
Oh yeah, Nike. You got Nike.
Yeah, Nike is supposed to be supposedly, killing earnings tomorrow. So we'll see what's going on. And Nike's been very, very bearish these last several days. So if they put up something really good, it could be a really, really huge win for Nike. So they're down almost $4 a share over the last maybe week. So if Nike really kills it, then we can be looking at a huge, huge move for Nike. So that's what I've been looking at, and their options aren't that expensive as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to check them out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check the train on those.
Right.
What about that FedEx? What you think about FedEx? It's the holiday season. Everybody got a ship.
Yeah, I expect FedEx to do very, very well. So I mean, FedEx is definitely something that I would probably look at something in the money. I don't know if it's going to necessarily. If you're out of the money, I think maybe might be too risky, but I think an safe in the money call just to, get a good percentage gain, I think would work out for somebody when we talk about FedEx. Yeah.
It's funny you say that. I'm actually, I'm going to look more into that. I've been playing out of the money.
Okay.
I'm 3 for 3 out of them. Well, 3 for 4. The first one, I wasn't as knowledgeable. I wasn't considering time decay. Okay. But yeah, man, I like these options a lot. I know a couple of guys are playing them. Rio's been playing them. Lloyd, he's been paper trading them. Yep. Everybody's been kind of dabbling in it. Yeah. But there's huge gains, man. Whether you like to go long, whether you like to go short,
anything.
You could you could play both sides. I know people that they got spreads and straddles and strangles and. But it's just, man, I just say,
I mean, you could even short the call. I mean, you can sell the call and try to buy it back, at a cheaper price.
Exactly.
It's crazy. You can sell the put, sell the call. I mean, there are different ways to play options. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, and that's ultimately where I want to get to, selling calls, because, I mean, the secret is 80% of all options expire worthless. So, if you sell out of the money calls, more than likely,
to hit big.
That exactly. So that's what I'm trying to get into, but I don't think I have enough capital yet to get approved for that. However, it'll be coming soon. You know, I'm definitely still working at it every day. You know, definitely trying to, perfect this. I mean, just to give you like an idea of why I played the plays that I play. If you look at the BMY chart, and you zoom out just so that you can see that big drop off from July to August on the daily chart. I don't know if you could see it. Like you go trading view and you go about a day.
I just pulled it up. Yeah, I see it
okay.
Right here.
Yeah, I know I got a little delay. My bad.
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
But yeah, if you look at BMY now, if you take that same, you see what that is. That's an inverse head and shoulders. You know, you see how it. You see how at the bottom how it dips.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the head, and you got the shoulders on both sides. I mean, those are like my favorite plays that I've been. This has been hidden for me. Just to give people perspective. First solely, that's why I played that one. If you zoom out on the daily chart on that one, since November, you got the same setup: inverse head and shoulders. So I like to play danger free, and it's for me. So you already know it's something that usually those like to go ahead and fill the gap if you can catch it at the right point. Of course you want to use your indicators, like your MACDs, your RSIs. But man, definitely, man, I just wanted to give a shout out to the show, shout out to Connor. Saying, both of y'all, definitely, and any people that's not on Discord, man, get on Discord. There's a lot of knowledge out there, and you can extend what you learn from the show, even beyond it. It's a lot of good information being passed along there as well. So, I just appreciate everybody that, everybody was input on the option because I'm new to this. I've only been doing this 1 week, and I done made this past week. I made like $900. I'm like 3 for 4. And it's like, it's beautiful. So
there it is,
so
man.
Definitely, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you for the call, Richie, man.
Man, no doubt. Shout out to you yourself. Shout out to everybody tuning in, and let's continue to build and remain profitable. So,
yes, indeed.
Take it easy, sir.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call, Richie. And I mean, and that's all what it's about, man. It's guys who coming in here figuring out, what works best for them, and Richie has definitely found what works best for him, man. And he's gonna take it and run with it, and that's all everybody wants for their trading, just to figure out what works best for them and keep it moving, man. EZES 23% gain. EZS OTC play. That'll be interesting. Treasure Hunter, is that you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's happening, Sal?
What's going on? What's going on, man? I know you got some tickers for us.
Oh, check it out, man. You know I got none at my feet. Nah, just a couple. You said try to get a nice little bounce today, but the market ran down. Saying for the very low kind of thing. ARTX.
ARTX. Aerotech Corporation 365. Now looks like we had a little bit of a drop here at the end of the day. Not sure what that was about.
I don't know, but I tried to get that bounce, but I ran out of time, bro. I'm like, shit, damn.
Okay.
You know what I'm
saying? You think this is actually a good opportunity to buy into?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know how I get to do the little bounce place. But like I said, the time ran down on me on that one. But like I said, I was curious what was going to end up. I get it for the low, how I do the bounces. So I was like, shit, I don't know what's going to happen when the market opens now.
We'll see. Yeah, this is a defense play, down 5% today. But you think you think over the next couple of days they could make it back up
but
to
a couple of days. Shit, I'm just gonna flip it, flip play. You know what I'm talking
about? Okay.
And then, let me see my baby SSH. I think they got a little over 2 weeks.
I mean, SSH is one we brought up here earlier. I mean, again, 2 weeks ago, SSH was the crown darling of the show. It's just amazing how things can change. SSH now 43 cents. I mean, this is a stock that was 100% higher.
They still got some time, though, so it might blow back up if the news, be good on it.
So, I actually do see the bands tightening here on SSH, which is really interesting. So, you actually think getting into the stock now is probably a good point for somebody?
A discount, probably.
Okay.
Maybe,
You know
what I'm saying?
no, it actually makes sense when you say that. I think at 43
Yeah,
cents,
yeah, because
if it stays there, like that, for the
yeah,
next couple of days, yeah, I can see a spike to
yeah,
55, 58. You know,
yeah,
what I mean, yeah, of
yeah,
course.
because you notice it haven't dropped since that news came about. You know what I'm saying? Everybody bought in. I made a fat little lick on it, tomorrow. But and then afterwards, it kind of stayed at that 40. You know what I'm saying, for a good little minute, like support.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody's stand still, you know what I'm saying, waiting for what the, you know what I'm saying, the news going to be,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, when it comes out. You know what I'm saying, it might be good or bad, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
That's
if it's good, everybody
bad.
is in it for a discount,
Yeah, I can see SSH doing something here at 40. I mean, I think, maybe a couple of days ago, when you were watching this chart slowly kind of drift downward, I thought it'd be too dangerous. But if it can sit here where it's at right now, I think it's probably not a bad trade to see what happens here.
Yep, true.
Yeah.
And another thing I was thinking, bro, I want to say a year ago, a while ago, remember, I was thinking Nintendo, making a comeback with the old Nintendo, and I was thinking, remember the low budget Nintendo stock? I was wondering, do you remember what that was by any chance?
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, there
they
was.
Kind of got that making a comeback, I think now. And you can't even get the things in the stores because when it comes to the stores, they sell the hell out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was an OTC like B share or something like that of Nintendo.
Yeah, because it was, I think, maybe 3 different ones. There was a expensive one and the middle class.
Yeah,
and the cheap
yeah.
one.
I don't remember what that was.
I know
maybe
it was a
somebody
while
in the
ago.
chat room would know what that ticker was of Nintendo.
Yeah,
off
so
the
I was
top
thinking
of
you
my
might
head,
want
I
to
don't
take into
remember.
that too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If we could find a ticker on that bitch. Because I remember it was a while ago. Shit, we flipped so many of them.
Right.
So those are plays, man. You find a Nintendo stock, you know what I'm saying? Check it out. Let's see what it's doing,
Yeah, it looks like somebody just posted it.
They found it?
This is the $26 one. I think you're talking
that's
about.
a cheap one. Which one was it?
I think it was like at the time I think it was like 7 or something like that. But this might be. Hold on, let me see here. You know what? I think this might be
no. We're gonna break this shit down, Holmes.
Yeah. I think this might be that one because I'm seeing here just before the Pokemon thing. This was like at 12, so this might be the one we're talking about.
What was the ticker?
NTDOY. NTDOY. That might be the ticker you're talking about.
Yeah, the cheaper one. Yeah, man. It's just,
I know there's one, and there's a 1 in the 3 figure somewhere like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about that take? Is it out because the game?
Well, I wouldn't know, man. I wouldn't know.
I know. So you know, what I'm saying,
there's an article. Yeah, I mean, there's an article right here. The Wall Street Journal. Nintendo shares fall after Super Mario Run disappoints. So I don't know what that's about, but you might want to look up on. I guess this new Super Mario game that came out that I guess has been disappointing.
Oh shit!
Sure why they say that, but.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, let's say trying to short, the big dog's trying to short, throw some negative shit in there. I don't know.
Oh, of course. I mean, they do that all the time, but we'll see
what
that's about.
What? Shit, I learned from, how we learn from your show.
Yeah, so.
Well, damn. Thanks, big dog. I'm going to head back to the show and see what's up for tomorrow, man.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for the call, man.
You got it, man. Anytime, bro.
All right, so shout out to Treasure Hunter. Thank you for the call, Treasure Hunter. And, bring up Nintendo and a couple other plays. Nick Hoff, K's. It's so funny you bring up K's. K's, an OTC stock that's, interesting enough, trying to bounce back. And, K's, which is really interesting because they need to get their paperwork together. K's is still listed as an oil and gas company because the company hasn't even bothered to change the description of the company. But they are a marijuana company based out of, I want to say, Oregon or something like that. They've got a couple, stores that they're trying to, put the dots together on. But, K's, good little run for them. But, you know, they got to get their act together in terms of putting the business together and, you know, really legitimizing it. All right? Putting the business together. They got to do better on that. 541, what's up?
What's going on, y'all? This is Ryan Dixon right here.
Hey, Ryan, what's up, man?
Ain't too much, my man. My 90-day play, or I'm thinking about going 90-plus days.
Okay.
It's SIRC.
SIRC. Solar Integrated Roofing Company.
Yeah. I'm going to wait to see what the summer brings. Hopefully it's going to be a hot summer. And after Trump signs some papers, hopefully get some of that clean energy going.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to run with SIRC for about 90-plus days, and we'll see where it goes.
Okay. Yeah, if you're going to be hanging in that stock for that long, I guess that, you know, you could probably care less of where the volume is right now. I mean, only 11,000 shares traded daily. But, yeah, if that's not, I mean, if you feel that, you know, it's going to really make a serious run and volume could come in later, then, yeah, man, I don't see that being a bad thing. It is very, well, if this float is right, it's low as hell. Solar Integrated Roofing Corp. Now, do they have a website?
I tried to find it. I saw a lot of .net, but nothing like around contacting with the company.
Yeah.
Basically, it's one of those like, hey, if you buy it, we ship it to you.
Okay. But they don't have an internet presence right now.
No.
Okay. All right.
So, but I will try to find it though.
Yeah, let me because you know with these OTC plays, you gotta Google map it. I'm trying to Google map the headquarters here, make sure it's not a damn PO box or some bullshit like that. And
right.
When I do, all right. So now when I Google map it, okay, it looks like an office park. Could be an office park. So.
Mm-hmm. Right. See, I Googled it too, and I'm like, okay, it'll be like a pretty nice office space.
Yeah, it looks like an office park. Okay. All right. So.
Yeah, and I'm like, the office park like that, it looks like the revenue could be at least over $2 million a year.
Yeah. But I would contact them. I mean, now you're a shareholder. I would contact them and say, hey, look, I'm a shareholder. You know, I'd like to see you guys, you know, have a website. You know what I'm saying? You can. That's a demand you can make on a company as a shareholder. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I'm you know, you guys work for me. You're supposed to be building shareholder value as, you know, management of the company. You know, that's your responsibility. And I think a good way of doing that is having a solid internet presence. You know what I'm saying? So I would you know, contact them and say, hey, you know, invest in a good, you know, website, man, because that's only going to make you better. You know what I'm saying? It's only going to make your shares more valuable. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta get it, man. Gotta get this money.
Yeah.
And shout out to Mr. Lloyd, man. Shout out to Connor.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan of the show. And going to 2017, guys, my opinion is sell bank stocks, buy S&P. That's my opinion for 2017, guys.
Now I gotta ask you on that. Why would you sell bank stocks? I'm just curious because everybody's saying that 2017 is is going to be all about banks and financials. So what makes you feel that 2017 is going to be a bad year for banks?
I attended some conferences with a company called Goldman Sachs, and he talked about some things, and the things that he talked about, I really didn't like what they had to say about the banks. Because I think once this weed cannabis stuff gets legal, these corporate banks are going to start accepting their money, but not all of the banks are going to be accepting their money. They're only going to let, like, the JP Morgans or the Chase banks hold the money, and that's it.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's your hypothesis, and we'll see. I mean, all we can do is
this is my opinion. My opinion, for me, in my books, I'm selling my bank stocks and buying S&P for 2017.
There it is, man. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
Other than that, man, hey, love your show, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Ryan gets it.
All right, brother.
Yes, indeed. So, I mean, yeah, that's his take on it. Now, personally, I think, there's no better time right now than to be in financials. I think 2017, you're going to want to be in financials. I wouldn't be anywhere else right now than financials long term. Long term. This is Bank of America, been kind of reddish, kind of bearish, reddish bearish. But I think long term, I like the regional banks long term. Okay, I think those are the places to be. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, again, that's his point of view. But I think again, if we get the kind of deregulation that this new president is talking about, I think you're gonna love being a bank. You're gonna love seeing customers coming in with deposits. I think you're going to love making loans. I think you're going to finally see people, who otherwise, wouldn't take risk with their money, start taking risks, start borrowing, and more importantly, paying back the banks. And I think that's good. When America has been, running well, and our economy's been doing well, the banks have done well. There's never been a time where, the economy has been doing great and the banks are doing poorly. All right. But again, time will tell. Gregory Hall, SRSP, Sirius Petroleum. SRSP, I'm not sure what you're looking at here. It looks like this is a London Stock Exchange thing. Yeah. I want to be in banks. I want to be in financials at the prices they're at now, because I think 6 months from now, I think you're looking at some much higher stocks when we talk about financials. Especially when you're talking with about some of these regional plays that have volume. You know what I'm saying? They're not all of them, but that have volume. Because not all of them are very valuable. Not all of them are very valuable. But we'll see, man. We will see. You see IZEA, SRIP. What else? What else did we talk about? For you shorters, and I don't believe this stock has very liquid options. Let me see here. FIT. FIT here. Let me see. FIT. Yeah, the options are, they're pretty, I guess they're pretty liquid depending on the strike price. Fitbit, man, what a change in direction. I remember when Fitbit came out last year, and Fitbit was supposed to be, a revolutionary way to train and blah, blah. And look at the stock. I mean, Fitbit has just been a disaster. It's been a disaster since it came out. And Fitbit has just, really just kind of bit the dust. Just really kind of bit the dust. And FIT, I think you're going to see $5 very, very soon in this. All right? You're going to see $5 very, very soon because, at the end of the day, the technology just, it's not revolutionary. It's not revolutionary. And more importantly, I think customers are looking for technology that's going to change their life. That's going to change their life. And it's not doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's just not doing that. It's not doing that. Javier Rogers. Yeah, I've been had one. I just never used it. I think it's like Mr. Pennies. If you got to spell Mr. Pennies. But I've never used it. INNP, INAP, INAP, IT services and consulting, 17%. Let me see, INAP. All right, 17% gain today, not bad on INAP. Looks like it's trying to break through higher here. I actually like that. Looks like it found the floor there at 80 cents. 52-week low of 80 cents, and now it's trying to find its way above that 200-day here on the 90-day chart. On the 90-day chart, trying to break through higher here. INAP, IT services company. That actually looks pretty good, man. Looks like it's trying to do some things here. Looks like 120 is that breakout. 120 will solidify the breakout here. That's not bad, man. That's very, very close. As we zoom in here, we can see that's very, very close. Somebody was asking me what I'm using here. I got the Elliott wave oscillator just to determine what's the momentum looking like. I got the RSI, and I got colored volume bars. Of course, some moving averages, 200, 20, and 30. All right, 200, 20, and 30. I actually will go back to the 10 and 20 just to get a little tighter. I just didn't want to be all on top of the stock right now. All right. Yeah. Let me see here. They have a good product, way too much competition. Yeah. Nick Hoff, I'm 100% with you, Nick Hoff. I'm 100% with you on that, man. When we talk about Fitbit, I don't even think this should be a publicly traded company, honestly. And I think they're going to put themselves out of business. I would be very, very surprised if you see Fitbit trading in the next 2 to 3 years. Same as GoPro. I think GoPro as well. GoPro is another company that I think, talking maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Look at GoPro GoPro was a $50, $60, $70 company. It was a $90 company just a year ago. Look at GoPro. It's been a disaster. You got these replaceables from China that are very comparable to what they produce. 541, what's up? You're on the air.
What's going on, Sal? This is Ryan Gibson right here.
Hey, Ryan, what's up, man?
I just wanted to let you guys know, man, if you guys are, I see some of you guys in the chat room are fans of banks. I personally got out of this one today, and I've been in it for 3 months. It's called LBBB. L with 3 B's. And it's Liberty Bell Bank. Mm-hmm. And I said you guys got $300 to $500 to spare. I say it would be a great play if you got the time to just, something to wait on. If you think banks are going to do great in about 6 months to a year, this would be a great play for $300 to $500.
Yeah, there's definitely, not much volume here. I mean, if you think maybe a possible, some real news can drop, or maybe some serious volume can start coming to the stock, I think it makes it really risky. I mean, if you were to put money in it now, you'd probably be stuck, know. So it would have to be, like you said. I mean, it would have to be something like you said, where you're going to be in there for a minute.
Yeah. That's what I say. If you guys really like bank plays and got $500 just to sit on for 6 months to a year, and you think that banks are going to do great for 2017, hey, put your money in this one, and hey, go get you that Ferrari you want, Be good to go.
Now, Ryan, is there an option you think maybe on a more?
I say give it about 3 weeks, guys. I say give it about not 3 weeks, I'm sorry. I say give it about 3 months. And I will put a call in for, I won't give the exact number, but I will put a good call in, but I will put the call date, give it a good 30-day to a good 60-day. Get you a good 30-day to a good 60-day call.
On what stock? Because I'm thinking about, if for the people who play options are more, a company that's been out here, that's been doing things, what do you think long-term looks for? Because you said that 2017 wouldn't be a year for banks.
Yeah, as I say, it's really up to the buyer of the stock. It's really up to them. If you look at what the bank's doing, if you look at their financial gains, if you look at the income, if you look at the output that the bank gets, do your homework on it. And if you think it can make you some money, I would go for it. Just remember that it's risk management, guys. Just remember that when you've been on stock, it's always about risk management.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the call, man.
All right, man. Take it easy, guys.
All right. All right. Okay. Yvonne Hines, you said you can't hear? I think he's using that Acer computer, man. Using that Acer computer. Dries, let me see here. Dries. Look, Dries could do something. The bands are getting tighter on Dries, man. The bands are getting tighter on Dries, like it wants to do something. So I would watch Dries. I think at these prices, you're probably not too bad. But I mean, it's got to be make sure that keep a nice tight price on it. You know what I'm saying? Keep a tight price on it, man, because I think if you're not careful, you can, CUR, let me see here. CUR, neural stem, CUR. Oh yeah, CUR has been one of those plays that we just been kind of like, it's just been kind of one of those plays that kind of pops here and there, man. It's just hard to gauge, man. It's just hard to gauge. BPMX, again, that's another one that kind of, one of those, stocks that just kind of, whenever it wants to do its own thing, it does its own thing. But, again, very, very hard to gauge where these stocks is going, because I can tell you, it looks great, sit in it, but next thing you know, a week from now, you're down 7-8 cents on a 40-cent stock. That's you're talking about a 19% drop. If you're not careful. 504, what's up, man?
Yo, Sal, what's up? It's Doug Waters out of New Orleans. What's happening, man?
Hey, doing good. How are you, man?
Man, I can't complain. Listen, I want to ask you a question. I'm very, very new. I just typed in a little chat room deal. Okay. But I figured, why not call? Don't be a coward. You can't learn nothing being a coward,
Yes, indeed.
So I figure, give you a ring. I'm very new to penny trading. And I can honestly say that most of the things penny stock trading or stock trading altogether. Mm-hmm. And I can honestly say most of the things I do in my life I end up being pretty successful at. So I wanted to dive into this and start giving it a shot. So I wanted to ask you this quick question. During the initial kind of like IPO phase for these OTC stocks, right? Mm-hmm. Something comes out of $1, $2 a share. Overall, from your experience, what are you seeing happen, like within the first 3 to 4 days after a stock becomes public, and it's under that $1, $2 mark? I mean, should it be anticipating, all the shareholders that would, I guess you would call them, who had preferred shares, selling that stock off because I know they need to raise capital for their company? Do it typically like crashes? Is that a good buying opportunity then? How does that work? Because I think it may be some opportunities for me, but I don't know how to play those opportunities.
Well, the thing about OTC stocks is many of them don't necessarily go public like the way we think about on NASDAQ or on the Dow Exchange. So what happens is a privately held company reverses into basically a defunct, already publicly traded company, and they go out and get a promoter to generate interest in the stock. So they'll say, hey, this is a new issue, this is a new company, they're starting to do things. So they're not necessarily going public, they're just basically trying to go public in terms of creating a market for the stock. So what happens is, yes, they'll generate a buzz at $1, $1.20, and for a couple of days it might do well. 2 days, 3 days in general, they might do well. But yes, like news that hits a publicly traded company that has maybe an interest from a buyer or maybe a great earnings play, buzz will generate interest and will generate buying interest, but eventually the good news becomes old news and great marketing becomes boring marketing, and the stock will eventually collapse. And those individuals who were in it at the beginning will sell their shares typically at the height of the drama of the hype. So they will sell, and unfortunately you do have individuals who will be left as what we call bag holders, man, and that's just what it is.
And in that case, and I appreciate you answering that question, but in the case if it wasn't like a reverse merger deal, what if somebody just like literally went through the process the right way, they did everything they're supposed to do, filed this, filed that, spent all the money, and it wasn't a reverse merger, it was just a new company that they went through the proper channels of the process. Can I still anticipate that type of thing happening?
Not necessarily. No, not necessarily. But here's the thing, though. When you see companies like that trade on the OTC, I mean, a new issue. I mean, they didn't reverse merger. It's a completely fresh new company. The problem is that they don't have any volume. There's practically no volume there. And not only that, but the shares typically tend to be very expensive. So you'll see them at like, $5 or $7 or $8 a share. Now, eventually, what they do is that they'll, split and turn into a lot cheaper shares to generate more interest and more buying activity in the stock. But, if it's a legitimate company with legitimate operations, then yeah, I wouldn't anticipate that happening, but you just never know. And again, that goes back to looking into the financials of the company. Are they generating revenue, or are they, were they already making money as a private company and now they're going public legitimately to, earn shareholder trust and literally really, become a large corporation that you hope, it wants to be one day? Or are they just looking to sell paper, which is a lot of companies that trade on OTC markets are really there to do, is just to sell paper and not really try to one day, trade on the NASDAQ. A lot of companies that trade on OTC, they don't want to be great companies. They just want to sell paper and scam people.
Awesome. Well, man, I appreciate you answering that question. I got one more, and this is from me. I started, as far as kind of learning how to kind of look at charts, I started playing around with Forex, which it's a tough thing to do because news plays so much into it. Yeah. Janet Yellen opens them out and sneezes and the market crashes, bada bing, bada boom, those type of things. And I wanted to know, like, does the Fibonacci retracement levels and, the 38, 23, 38, 50, 68s, do those still apply to these kind of OTC markets, or is it just, does that kind of analysis apply where you can anticipate, it getting above a 68% retracement in the stock continuing to go up? Does that apply with these stocks from your experience, or is it, or does that type of stuff not apply? That analysis not apply? It
just doesn't, man. When you're talking about a manipulated market, you're talking about, does the stock have money behind it in terms of marketing and is it being pushed? You know what I'm saying? Because you can, again, I've said this before, you can do all your charts and whatever, but if that company hires somebody for $1.5 million to put out Facebook ads and ads on television, sometimes you'll see it on CNBC sometimes. So if it's being pushed to that extent, then all your indicators will do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about manipulated stocks, and but here's the thing though: when they go cold, right? When they go cold, and you find out, look, this company is not being manipulated; it's just out there trading. Then you can go back and say, well, okay, let's why are people accumulating? What is it doing? So there are ways to play. It's a twofold answer, man. It's a twofold answer. When it's being manipulated and promoted, your indicators mean nothing. When it's gone dormant and you're seeing honest buying and selling of the issue, then you can possibly use your indicator to determine whether or not an entry at this price makes sense.
All right, well, I appreciate it, man. I'm not going to take any more of your time. I just want to tell you thank you. I appreciate what you do, and I'm watching and I'm learning. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
Yeah.
But going back to Forex, man, please, if, Forex is just, too many people lose at Forex, man. Too many people lose at Forex. Forex is a money pit that a lot of people, they come to stocks from Forex. They come from Forex to stocks, because Forex, it's 24 hours and the leverage is great, and but it's hard, man. It is fucking hard to trade Forex. You're sitting in your bedroom in your drawers, trying to trade against banks that have 200, 300 people in the room doing the same thing you're doing. And these guys have Harvard MBAs. And they can't figure it out. And you think you can beat them? You think you're better than them? QNST. Let's see. QNST. Quinn Street. Yeah, this is it's been really nice, man. QNST has been, looks like a really nice run here for the last month and a half. Again, here's another Trump stock. Another Trump stock that started running actually about a week and a half later after the election. So this kind of came out of nowhere. Is that Forex is purely technical? It's just hard, man. It's hard. I've played on some of the simulators at like Oanda and Forex.com and FSCM. It's hard as fuck, man. The indicators never get it right. And he's exactly right. I mean, Obama will say something, or Russia will go and bomb somebody, or, and then it'll just fuck up the whole market. And you're like, what just happened? What just happened? So very, very, very difficult, thing to trade. Very, very difficult thing to trade. Nobody's mentioning really any commodities lately. I don't see commodities returning back to the spotlight anytime soon right now. Gold is still going red, silver red. So I'm, crude is still doing pretty well off, although natural gas is off its 350 highs. We're at 339 right now at natural gas. Crude is still up there at 53. Still up there just off 53. We're at 52.96 right now for crude. All right, but commodities, I'm just still not seeing it yet in commodities. Just still not seeing it yet. All right. I'm just not seeing it yet. So shout out to everybody in the discourse room. Discourse room is always the place to be before and after the show. If you guys want to get some help, great traders over there in the Discord room. Great traders over there in the Discord room. Let me see here. All right, so we're about to get our list together. To what's going to run tomorrow. And again, great options being played tomorrow. Some earnings for those of you guys who are looking to play it. Again, we got Carnival, got CarMax, BlackBerry, FedEx tomorrow after hours, Nike after hours, Darden restaurants as well. That includes Olive Garden, Bahama Breeze, Longhorn Steakhouse, and a couple other lines. All those tomorrow. I mentioned Fit making 52-week lows. Been a guaranteed short for a long time right now. GoPro as well. An interesting thing I wanted to bring up is APOL. APOL is University of Phoenix. They're Apollo Energy or Apollo Education Group, and they own University of Phoenix. Now, you guys know the Obama administration they took down ITT Tech. They took down ITT Tech. You know, these are supposed to be Democrats. They're supposed to be helping, you know, quote unquote, the common man, you know, against the rich by trying to, you know, get them on equal level, and they're taking away private enterprises that help predominantly poor, underprivileged people get an education. You know what I'm saying? Some people say ITT Tech was scamming people, but guess what? ITT Tech was providing an education to people who otherwise, you know, wouldn't be able to get knowledge on how to code and how to, you know, get IT training. You know, anyway, that's a whole different conversation. But under the Trump administration, I doubt companies like University of Phoenix or these other private, you know, companies that educate people will be threatened at all. So APOL making interesting new highs here. And I think a breakout is soon. Let me see here. It could be happening soon in APOL. Close. Not just yet. Not just yet, but I think we're at the 1 year breakout here soon. Close, but not that close just yet. 52-week high is 984. The day's range was 971. So the breakout for Apollo Education Group, we're right on it, but we're not there just yet. Volume is still relatively light at about 380,000 shares, but I think a breakout higher could happen. Like I said, ITT Tech was overpriced. You're right. It was kind of high up there. But here's the thing though about ITT Tech is that if you went to ITT Tech, you got straight to the program. See, the problem is that a lot of these state schools and community colleges, they wash people out because they force you to go through the bullshit. You know, they force you to go through the bullshit that you don't really like. You know what I'm saying? What we need people who need to go straight, you know, who want to go straight to the IT programs. They don't give a fuck about, you know, modern day Latin. You know, they don't want to take a course in, you know, Spanish or French to get to a fucking IT program. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these public schools and public universities, public, you know, community college, they make people go through a lot of bullshit to get to what they really want to do. So although I'm somebody who loves technology and computers, but I'm not good in French or I'm not good in Spanish. So next thing you know what I'm saying? I'm the common everyday 19-year-old. Now I'm flunking out because I got a D in math or statistics, but I'm a damn good programmer. I just wanted to program. You know? So we need to get back to that. ITT Tech was a career school. That was a career school. We need career schools. You know, we need career schools. So that's why I'm with ITT Tech, man. Because a dude can go to ITT Tech and yeah, he may not get hired on at Microsoft. But guess what? He can start his little, you know, on-call IT service that when you having some shit going on at your internet at your house, guess what? He's got the knowledge and certification to come fix it. You know what I'm saying? He can use that education to create his own job. And now that's not available. You know? The people who are saying that they want to help you are fucking shit up. They don't want to help you, man. These Democrats, they're all just full of shit, man. They're just trying to, keep it in-house. Create these big state universities that just flunk thousands of kids, man. They don't give a fuck. Keep you poor and broke and stupid. They don't give a fuck, man. Go to any hood in America. All the career schools are gone, man. They want to keep you broke. All the career schools are gone. Go to any Democrat-controlled area. All the career schools are gone. But go to the conservative areas. You'll learn mechanics. You'll learn AC heating and cooling. You'll learn all those things. They got career schools especially for that. You don't even have to take an English class. But if you find it in a democratically controlled area, you got to go to the community college. And guess what? You got to take statistics or algebra 3 to fucking get an AC heating and cooling degree. They don't want you to have the opportunity, man. Let me not keep ranting. All right, so let's create the list for tomorrow. And again, we had somebody said, banks weren't the cool thing to do for 2017. Although I like banks. Let me see. OCFC is one of them. OCFC, I still like OCFC. FPO. And then these are stocks that we looked at last week. FPO is still looking good. I'm looking at some of these old banks. TRI. No, TRI, that's the news network, Thomas Reuters. All right, so let's look at some of these other. All right. Okay, WTI, ship. Let's see here. So I'm going to start putting some options too on our list here because I know we got some guys looking at options as well. You can always talk about Amazon and, Baba and all those. Those are always going to be movers. You just got to be careful in what direction they move in, of course. Ship, okay. You think ship? And we were in heavy in here, man. I think at one time we had like 172 people flashed in here. I don't know what happened to that. But we were in heavy in here for a second. IMGN. Yeah, sometimes my link ends up in a chat room somewhere. And all of a sudden people come in here and, want to see what we're talking about. IMGN, WTI, NKE. Ship, you guys like ship? What does ship look like? SHIP. Again, just opportunities to make some money. I don't know. I don't see that. I don't see that happening, man. Give me an opportunity to make some money tomorrow. I like CNAT. MNKD, I already put that on there. AUPH, we got that on there. Brooks, MUX. Genesis Healthcare, I still like that. Hey, Sinclair, what's that ticker you've been following again? Not AMD, but the other one. Gosh, it's off the tip of my tongue. What's going on, bad scientist? MUX. MUX is, was a winner this summer, but it's been really slipping, man. It's been really, really slipping. There's been a little bit of anxiety in infrastructure plays because, a lot of people are going a little bit sideways on Trump and infrastructure. They're not sure how serious he is on infrastructure spending because the conversation has calmed down a little bit. Now, it's just been taxes, and, but there hasn't been any talk of putting some money and getting some of these roads and buildings and bridges fixed. All right, because tax money doesn't help that. You actually need a government that's willing to spend. And here's the thing. You can't really cut taxes and spend. It doesn't necessarily work that way. You got to do one or the other. You're either going to spend money and then not cut taxes, or you're going to cut taxes and not spend any money. So if he's going to cut taxes, then he can't necessarily spend money because, with cutting taxes, that's less revenue. You put yourself in a hole if you spend, and you have less revenue coming in. So infrastructure has been going a bit sideways. That's why, you've been looking at some infrastructure plays that have been kind of dipping a little bit. Ironically, though, you did have some stocks move a little bit higher. Let me see here. Off the top of my head, U.S. Concrete. Where are we at on U.S. Concrete? Again, this is another option play, but I like it because it's one of those stocks that you can kind of judge where infrastructure is. So U.S. Concrete was up 2% today, $1.75 on the move. Let me see, U.S. Steel. See, U.S. Steel's been kind of bearish these last, couple of days, actually. Last couple of days in U.S. Steel. So these are, infrastructure plays that have been going a little bit red because there's some concern. STM, okay, STM, appreciate that. STM. Genus. I'd like to see more volume. Only 37,000 shares traded. Too light. Too light. Okay, here's a beautiful bank stock that's been wonderful these last couple months, which is Comerica. Comerica Bank has been the truth. Comerica Bank has been the truth. I don't know how liquid the options are, though. I'm not sure how liquid the options are, but Comerica Bank has been the truth. I mean, you want to talk about a Trump runner. This has been like this put up like $15 since the man got elected. On Comerica Bank, that ticker is CMA. That doesn't include, some other ones that have been insane too. That are still hot and still running. You know what I mean? Still hot and still running. You want to put some time on your calls. That's the only thing, is that you want to put some time on your calls, because you can look at the 30-day or the 60-day charts. We're getting to your prices. Even if you're a little bit you don't want to get too far out the money. I mean, maybe a dollar higher or even 50 cents from where it is now, but you want to put some time on your call, but we're still getting there. I mean, you look at, even not even a financial stock like AMD, for example. AMD, $11, man. We talked about AMD last week. AMD last week, the 12th. AMD was, 10.20, 10.15. Now we're at $11 AMD. It's real. It's real. In fact, it touched the stock. It touched it today. So look for AMD tomorrow just to crush 11. So AMD is my play tomorrow. I wanted to end definitely the show with talking about some AMD. AMD has got to be tomorrow. Also, I mentioned La Quinta. La Quinta is also higher price stock, but I like La Quinta on the breakout here. Again, let's look at LQ. LQ, La Quinta for the breakout. Here's the beautiful La Quinta stock chart. There's the beautiful La Quinta stock chart. Again, La Quinta for the breakout here. As you can see, here's the 1-year chart in La Quinta for the breakout here above 14. The 52-week high is 1436. We're at 1413 now. So La Quinta for the breakout to 15 and possibly higher on La Quinta. All right, maybe I think 15 is probably the true breakout, but the 52-week high is 1436 on La Quinta. GSAT, I'm not sure. Here's the thing on GSAT though. Can somebody actually tell me when that FCC ruling is going to happen? That's the only thing about GSAT, is because we thought that FCC ruling was going to happen in May. That's why, this happened. Everybody thought that was going to happen in May. That explained the run up. But it didn't happen. Joel Flores, you said La Quinta means fifth in Spanish? Okay. It didn't happen. So, we'll see if GSAT actually follows through, because again, Global Star Inc., which is GSAT, is supposed to be taking us to 5G from 4G. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, but if that FCC ruling does come down, GSAT's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. But I think GSAT will be red tomorrow. Ooh, I see GSAT red tomorrow, unless the news drops, and somebody knows something I don't know. Somebody knows something I don't know. The Pirate Bay. Okay, the Pirate Bay is up. So the Pirate Bay is up. And for those of you guys, again, we always give away the Tim Sykes videos. If you don't already, I'm sure somebody in the Discord room will give it to you. If you don't already, they are in the chat room. Some people like the Tandem Trader. That's probably even better, honestly. Some people like those. The Tandem Trader by Nathan Mashad. The Tandem Trader is better. And again, you can use these trading videos to get better even at options too. I mean, the ideas behind them are quite the same. They're quite the same. You still have to look at the chart and try to figure out and determine price movement. All right. STM, both AMD will touch 11. Yeah. I think AMD breaks out tomorrow. I think STM continues to move higher slowly but surely. But I think AMD flies like a bat out of hell tomorrow at 11. Because at this point, you just don't want to bet against it, man. I think somebody had mentioned AMD at $16 is very possible. I can see AMD at $16. I can see it happening. Yes, indeed. All right, let's look at just a few more before we close out. CXRX, Concordia International Corp. I'm not sure what that is, but man, that's an ugly looking chart though, man. That's an ugly yearly chart there. What's the last 5 days look like? All right, so we know the yearly chart is pretty ugly. So as you can see here, any kind of gains, the stock kind of gives it back. Sometimes negative energy can't be overcome. So CXRX looking very, very ugly there, sir. So I'm actually going to put that on my list to short unless they got something going on after hours I don't know about. ESSI continues to be a short for tomorrow. Among the other ones I gave you guys, AMD does look very beautiful. Yes, indeed, 3 hooks. AMD continues to look very, very beautiful. So you got some great swing trades you can participate in. Among the little spikers that always seem to run. All right, among the little spikers that always kind of seem to run. One stock that I really like that somebody put up was WTI. WTI has been very great. I mean, this is a $3 stock that's practically doubled in value, over the course of, a week and a half. WTI. So I'm not sure how long that could keep going, but man, you want to talk about a pretty looking chart, with solid volume. You gotta look at WTI. All right. You gotta look at WTI. He said Sinclair Sprint. Yeah, Sprint looking to, get back to some winning ways. That's the thing about Sprint is I'm hoping for Sprint to do well, man. Sprint has been off its winning ways for some time. And, it's got to get back up there, man. It's got to get back up there. We'll see how, Sprint can break through 848 and get back to winning again. But it's been some time since it's done that. Since the beginning of this month. So Sprint needs to break through the 840s, get back up there, break through 855. So I've been watching Sprint. and setting those levels. But it's been a minute since Sprint's been able to, you know, win successfully. PTLA. Portolo Pharmaceuticals, 7% gain. Oh, this is a short right here. So what's the 1 year chart? Oh, that's a short. That is a short. Some charts you can just look at. You can just tell this is going to give it back. You can just tell this just by the way this chart looks like. There's no confidence whatsoever in this. And the way this looks right now. This basically just ran out of time. I see. I mean, yeah, I see the loan, the little loan agreement here, $50 million loan that they're getting from the, you know, from Bristol Myers Squibb and all that. But at the end of the day, you know, debt is debt, and the companies and the stock will respond accordingly. NAVB 58 cents, down 14%. NAVB, oh man, gotta find a floor first. I don't know about that. Gotta find a floor first. One more stock, AXPW. Okay, I do want to look at CETX 3 hooks too. I mean, it's been a minute since I did that. AXPW. Oh shit, I don't know anything about this one, man. Damn, dude, that stock's up almost 300% since last week, man. So shout out to whoever's playing that shit, Mario Martinez. You're all in, yeah. Then you're all in winning big, man. You're all in winning big. Shout out to Mario Martinez. I gotta give you that one, man. If you're in that one. Shout out to you if you're in that one, man. If you are in that one, you are a winner. CETX. Let me see that one. 5. Okay, yeah. CETX is one that I've been watching. I got the alert set at 507. It didn't hit it. 507 is the breakout. That's what I'm waiting for. CETX. That's the breakup setup there. So if you're in CETX, yeah, that move today was nice. But 507 is where I'm looking for it to really move. Shout out to 3 hooks because I've been watching CETX. I'm gonna get the text message straight to my phone if it breaks 507, but it hasn't done it just yet. Yes, indeed. It hasn't done it just yet. All right. Shell, we're on live Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. But we'll see about the Friday shows. We could be people been complaining. Come on, man, you don't go out no more, man. You just been doing this show. So we'll see about that. But here's the stocks for tomorrow that I want to look at tomorrow, and then we'll see what happens. But the market has been so hard to kind of determine. It seems like every day we've got a different stock that runs. And for example, that all we got to do is look at IDXG. IDXG. If you guys remember IDXG. That was our darling last week. Look at where that stock is now. That was slowly giving it all back. Gave away over 30% today alone toward the end of the day. And that looks like it's going to be a lot more red on that one. All right. So let me go ahead and give you guys... Again, I think tomorrow's, tomorrow I don't see anything on the horizon. After hours doesn't look too strong right now. AUPH is up slightly after hours. I don't know how strong that's going to open up at though. Again, a strong earnings calendar tomorrow, though. We got some good-looking stocks that are going to open up tomorrow. BlackBerry, CarMax, Carnival Cruise Ships, FedEx, Nike. Again, those are going to be after hours. Darden Restaurants. Let me put up this APOL 2 for the breakout tomorrow if it does touch that 52-week high. Also La Quinta for that breakout as well. So we'll see. Shout out to Travi. Thank you, Travi, for the Discord room. Join us in the Discord room. Yeah. Thank you for that CETX call. Yeah, that CETX. Watch that, man. That breakout could be real tomorrow. It could happen tomorrow. Interesting. That's an infrastructure play that's actually, looking to do well. Yes, indeed. Thank you for joining me. We got heavy in the chat room today, man. We continue to build. I crossed 11,000. Shout out to E-Trade. E-Trade followed me. E-Trade today followed me, and we're talking something. Hook your boy up with a sponsorship. Shit. Hook your boy up with a sponsorship, man. That's what I'm trying to get at right now, man. Hook your boy up with a sponsorship, man. That's what I need. You know what I'm saying? Seen that, Sinclair. I think I'm definitely gonna try and get. I've been real conflicted whether or not I'm gonna jump into this Nike play, man, because I think this Nike thing could be something serious. I'm gonna be patient and just see if it hits it. Yes, indeed. Appreciate it, guys. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. And we'll see how the market did after everything we talked about in the stocks that we presented today. So everybody have a good night. Trade well. See you guys back here same time, same place tomorrow. Travi, E-Bar, Sinclair, thank you, sir. Big Slim 80. Speaker Knocker, what's good, man? Lonnie Carter. 3 Hooks. Jorge. Jay Wallace, Shell P, More Peace, Mario Martinez, West Venture, Joel Flores, Geeky Trader, Jack Ron. Who else is in here? 510, Chase, 5326, TGO, Ja Warrior, yes sir, have a good night. Bad Scientist, yes sir, have a good night. Richie Rich, Around the World, Nick Hoff, Gregory Hall, Evan Hines, Spartan Financial, Bruce Cole, Chevy Nova, Bill Betts, Ryan Gets It, Ellie J. Lewis. Yeah, everybody. Y'all know who you are, man. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it, Blow, man. Thank you so much, Evan Hines. Thank you, man. I received that, homie. Big Shaq 15. Appreciate it, man. Hey, just watch the rerun, homie. Yes, indeed. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Deuces.